Hey guys, OG Albina here, and those of you who have been here before know me from competitive and draft league Pokemon. Despite this being my main flow of content, I really do love Pokemon and its world as a whole. My recent YouTube obsession has been watching a ton of Fakemon content. Watching incredibly talented creators and artists bring their idea to life is a ton of fun. But while watching these Fakemon videos, it got my competitive gears in my head turning. What would these Pokemon look like in a competitive setting? What would their stats, move pools, abilities, and niches look like? Specifically in single battles and draft league, as that's my area of expertise. Sorry VGC players. Today, we'll explore that as we head over to Norcloh, the Canada-inspired region made by the incredibly talented Hoops and Hip Hop. Big shoutouts to Hoops for letting us use his creations in today's videos. Wouldn't be possible to make this video otherwise. He makes great content if you haven't seen it to this point, so I'll of course be linking his channel and the playlist to his Pokemon Cardinal series where you can find the Fakemon we'll be balancing today, and more. If any other Fakemon creators see this video and will be cool with or want me to balance their Pokemon creations in the future, please hit me up on Discord at OGAlbina or on Twitter at OG_Albina. With that being said, if you guys do enjoy today's video, I know it's a little bit different from the usual content, be sure to drop a like to the video, and if you're new here, subscribe. We're on our way to 5,000 subs by the end of the year, and helping out a small creator like myself would be really appreciated. Also, let me know in the comments which of these 4 Pokemon you enjoy the most. That being said, let's jump into it. Today we'll be going over 4 of my favorite Pokemon named for the Norcloh region, and what better to start with than my personal favorite Pokemon in the region, the Dragon Steel type Dramuragon. Admittedly, I have the same Pokemon taste as I did when I was a young child. If it's big, strong, and cool looking, I'm probably gonna like it. This is definitely the case with our samurai-inspired dragon here. One side note, when balancing these Pokemon, I'll be doing my best to design them in a way that makes sense for the context in which they are made. Regional birds will have regional bird stats, and pseudos will have pseudo stats. When looking at something intimidating like Dramuragon, you might think it's a pseudo-legendary, but those honors go to Granferno and Norcloh. Considering that Dramuragon is a late-game, strong dragon type on a few Elite Four teams, I would compare it to Haxorus total stat-wise. Knowing this, its typing of Dragon Steel, and its primary ability of Moxie, this is what I came up with. I gave Dramuragon a stat spread of 90 HP, 140 attack, 90 defense, 50 special attack, 75 special defense, and 95 speed, an overall 540 base stat total. Its abilities were the aforementioned Moxie, and a new hidden ability in Weak Armor. Dramuragon oozes power with its samurai-inspired design, so I figured an incredibly strong attack stat of 140 fit it and its Moxie ability perfectly. Being a steel type with armor, I figured it would have a decent enough physical defense stat with slightly less special defense. We couldn't make it too bulky, as its armor is light to allow it to move at decent speeds when combating its opponents. Its abilities were the already given Moxie and hidden ability in Weak Armor. Moxie is great for compounding attack boosts and picking up KO after KO, and Weak Armor helps it grab a massive speed advantage when it's chunked down by a physical attack. I feel like this is a great ability thematically as well as competitively considering the light samurai-inspired armor. Let's get on to the move pool. I won't go over every move this Pokemon could or should get. Instead, I'll be focusing on the main attacking and status moves that would make it viable as well as make sense thematically. From here, we can go over a few sets that might work with Dramuragon. When it comes to attack moves, it would have access to moves like Dragon Claw, Outrage, and Scale Shot for Dragon Stab, Heavy Slam, Iron Head, Meteor Mash, and Smart Strike for Steel Stab. Coverage-wise, it would have the ever-important Close Combat and Earthquake for coverage hit Steel types, as well as more niche options like X-Scissor, Crunch, Aqua Tail, Shadow Claw, and Rock Slide. Status moves will include setup options in Dragon Dance and Swords Dance, Autotomize, and Iron Defense. It could also slide in more niche options like Taunt for the punishment of slower teams, or Endure to proc Weak Armor Weakness Policy gimmick sets. Let's take a look at a few sets I can see Dramuragon running. Dragon Dance Dramuragon is as simple as it gets. Use your incredibly strong typing offensively and defensing to find room to set up, grab more boosts with Moxie, and win games. The only typing that can resist your dual stab is Steel types, which we either have Close Combat or Earthquake for. Item-wise, you can really slot a ton, and it really depends on your specific team composition. A Sugar or Chople Berry could help you get around your own weaknesses, and a Life Orb could give you insane power. Heck, even a Lumberry could help you out against some bothersome burns or paras. Terra typing here could either be Steel for really strong Steel Stab, Fighting for boosted close combats into stab resists, or Flying to avoid earthquakes and close combats coming into you. Second would be a Swords Dance variant, making use of our Weak Armor ability. The moveset would be as follows. Swords Dance gives us a crazy strong power-up, and we make up for the lack of speed boost by either baiting a physical attack or clicking Scale Shot. Alongside our loaded dice item guaranteeing 4 hits on Scale Shots, we get a strong stab into another form of speed boosting. This set may take longer to set up, but the upsides are immeasurable, especially considering fairies are going to have a tough time switching in and blocking your Scale Shots. You can even slot on a random Iron Defense alongside a Weakness Policy on more gimmicky teams. One other niche option could be a Choice Scarf Moxie variant, much like Choice Scarf Salamence sets. If you find the right move to lock, this set would be a deadly endgame cleaner. Second, we're going to cover one of the many Tundra forms in the Norcloh region, Flygon. Tundra forms are genetically modified Pokemon with an Ice typing as one of their typings guaranteed. Tundra Flygon swaps out his ground typing here, making it an Ice and Dragon type. I absolutely love Tundra Flygon's new sleek design, making it look like a speedster of a physical attacker. Hopefully, my balancing showcases this. Stat total wise, Tundra Flygon would keep the same BST as regular Flygon, with adjustments to distribution. Let's jump into it. Here's the Flygon I came up with. 80 HP, 120 attack, 65 defense, 70 special attack, 65 speed def, and 120 speed. It was already given Ice Skills as a given ability, but I gave it Slush Rush as a hidden one. I really wanted to lead into the speedster look this new Flygon has, so its stats reflect that. 120 speed makes Flygon one of the fastest Pokemon around, really letting it take advantage of its new hit and run playstyle and its 120 base attack. I wanted there to be a drawback to this increase in attack and speed, so it's also major downgrades to its bulk and a slight hit to its special attack. Not too bad though. I think a more specialized spread in its attack and speed will give Flygon a solid niche as a strong physical attacker. Let's take a look at this hypothetical Flygon's move pool. When it comes to physical move pool, we'll start with stabs. This Flygon would have access to Triple Axle, Ice Punch, Icicle Crash, Icicle Spear, and Ice Shard, while Dragon Stab wise, it would get access to Scale Shot, Dragon Claw, and Outrage. Coverage wise, I feel like moves like Close Combat, U-Turn, First Impression, Knockoff, and Stomping Tantrum would be great here. Here are some ideas for movesets. Choice Band Tundra Flygon would be a great breaker for any team, but in particular snow teams would love having this guy a part of their squad. It'd be impossible to outpace this guy with Snow Up, and it'd be incredibly strong and hard to switch into with beta Triple Axles and Close Combats for Ice Resist. U-Turn would be a great means of grabbing momentum and for mid-ground clicks. You could also slot on Outrage for a nuke or Ice Shard for strong stab priority if Snow isn't up. This Dragon Dancing variant is a great endgame win con and makes use of Tundra Flygon's other ability in Ice Scales. Ice Scales gives a pretty massive boost to special defense, allowing for more setup opportunities. If Snow is up, it could even have a defense and a special defense boost at the same time, making it still have great viability on those teams. Our coverage is pretty standard and similar to our last set, and the item is Heavy Duty Boots to avoid really annoying Stealth Rocks from chipping us down on switch-in. Loaded Dice variants could also be incredibly strong if you have good hazard removal on your team. Those 4 to 5 hit Icicle Spears and Scale Shots are going to hit like an absolute truck when boosted up to +1. The third and final Pokemon we'll be covering in this video is Volnetic. This Pokemon is based on kinetic energy, which I personally appreciated as a kinesiology major. I love this guy's super fun and energetic design, and it has a Mega Evolution too, so we get a nice 2 for 1. All we know about Volnetic now is it has Motor Drive as an ability pre and post Mega. Stat-wise, I think the perfect BST comparison would be Manectric. It's also the part of a 2-stage evolution line for an electric type and has a Mega Evolution of its own. Without further ado, here's my idea for Volnetic. The stat spread is as follows: 50 HP, 50 attack, 70 defense, 115 special attack, 75 speed def, and 115 speed, for a base stat total of 475. Its given ability is the aforementioned Motor Drive, and I give it the hidden ability in Speed Boost. Due to its design and inspirations, I did want to play into Volnetic's capabilities as a fast special attacker with a solid base 115 in both stats. Being that it's made of pure energy, I didn't think giving it too much physical attack was worthwhile or made much sense, hence the very low base 50. Speaking of low, energy-based Pokemon typically have lower end bulk and especially HP, so the bulk spread is pretty mediocre at 50, 70, and 75. The hidden ability I decided to give Volnetic was Speed Boost, seeing as it's bouncing around everywhere and building up more and more energy, which is then translated into speed. Stab moves, Volnetic would enjoy moves like Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Discharge, Nuzzle, and Parabolic Charge. Coverage-wise, being the kinetic energy Pokemon, I could see it getting energy-based attacks, like Energy Ball. I can also see him getting access to Overheat, much like Manectric, due to overheating after building up so much energy. Signal Beam would also be great coverage here, and Explosion makes sense for an energy-based Pokemon as well. Status move-wise, we would obviously get access to Thunder Wave, but I could also see it getting Light Screen and Reflect, as well as Nasty Plot due to its devious nature. Here's some sets you can see Volnetic rocking. This heavy-duty Boots variant is mostly here to do damage and pivot around with strong Volt Switches. You can swap out the Boots and its longevity for a Life Orb or Specs to get even more power and wall-breaking prowess. Nasty Plot variants alongside Protect could be solid endgame win conditions if you find the opportunity to set up and remove dragons. Dual Screens is also an option on Hyper Offense teams, with its solid speed boost ability helping it get up screens in a hurry and get out into team members, allowing them to set up and find opportunities to win. Mega Volnetic will be ran much the same, just with a large increase to its speed and special attack, and the loss of its hidden ability in Speed Boost. Its stat spread will be as follows: 50 HP, 60 attack, 80 defense, 155 special attack, 85 speed def, and 145 speed. I can see this Pokemon playing very similar to a mix of Mega Manectric and Mega Sharpedo, taking advantage of that pre-Mega Speed Boost ability. And that is going to be the video. Let me know what you guys think of the 3/4 Pokemon we balanced today. I think I did a pretty good job keeping them to their thematic cores and how they were kind of, portrayed in the Norcloh region, as well as making them really solid and really fun, and really fun to hypothetical, competitive Pokemon metagames. So let me know what you guys think. I have one other video coming out with some more Norcloh Pokemon, but again, if you're a Fakemon artist, or you guys know of any artists that you would like me to reach out to and maybe balance some of their Pokemon, I would love to. I had a ton of fun writing the script. Again, big shouts to Hoops and Hip Hop. His link will be in the description below. It was really cool for him to, help me out and let me use his art in this video. Like, I really do appreciate it a ton. But yeah, with that being said, drop a like if you enjoyed, sub if you're new. I'll see y'all next time. Later. Oh, thank you for putting up with my stuffy nose. I'm getting over COVID, so I know I was a little nasally today. I apologize. All right, later.